Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Q&A show. I am one of your hosts, Jason Avant, here with my main man, Quintin Mikell. Q, say what up to the people.
What's up, everybody? Back at it again. Uh, yeah, we'll get into it. We'll talk about it a little bit, but yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. Glad to see you, Jay. It's always great to see you, man. And
Always good to see you.
yeah,
I see you representing. I see you representing right there. What do you got on your shirt right there? You got the Ravens on. Is that Rocky football?
no, Rocky football. That's that team that I coach at. You should check us out on. If you're on Instagram, go Rocky football. Check us out, man. We're 4-0. We haven't had a game where we scored under 48 points yet. Defense is rocking. We're doing some good stuff, man. So if you get on Instagram, check us out, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Dope. All right, coach. Coach him up, coach. I we didn't have the best Sunday here this past week, and there's a lot of angry fans, and we're going to get into that. Before we do, thank you to Adam and to Jeff, Josh, everyone there at Inside the Birds for allowing us to do this. We love doing this show, and to all the fans that are tuning in, we appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Email your questions to insidethebirds@gmail.com. Again, email your questions to insidethebirds@gmail.com. The Eagles lose in horrific fashion down at Raymond James Stadium. It was hot outside. We had a lot of guys go down with heat exhaustion problems and or cramps. We had guys out of the game: Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, no AJ Brown. Uh, Jalen Hurts had to step up. Didn't have his receivers. Dallas Goedert was there. Barkley was there. Jahan Dotson was there. Paris Campbell was there. John Ross was there. There was some people there. Didn't get it done. The Eagles lose 33-16, and it really wasn't that close. If it wasn't for drop balls by the Buccaneers, this would have been an utter blowout the entire time. If it wasn't for Saquon Barkley's two big plays, we wouldn't have the 16 points or the 14 points. And Isaiah Rodgers block field goal that ended up with a scoop and score by Keely Ringo. So Q, Todd Bowles have kicked our butt time and time. Um, Again,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing to Jalen. I do know what the film shows, but I don't know what mental stronghold he has over Jalen. All right, let's get right into this. Eagles defense, Q. Why are the Eagles so much weaker versus the run when they play offenses that run 11 personnel?
Well, I mean, the biggest issue that I'm noticing is, I mean, when teams run 11, you pretty much have to match the personnel. So, that means Vontae Maddox is on the field. That means you're taking one of your linebackers off the field. And so you have an undersized player that is more of a cover corner playing in the box. And, they essentially what they're doing is they're forcing all the corners in positions where they have to make tackles. And we're missing a lot of tackles. We're already undersized at Mike backer with N'Kobe Dean. And so you got Dean and then you have Avonte Maddox, who's not used to playing. I don't want to say he's not used to it, but he's not a run stopper type player. And so, 11 personnel, if you want to match up and make sure you have good coverage on that extra player, that slot player, then you
Mm-hmm.
have to, you have to go with your nickel package. And right now, Maddox is just not cutting it. That we can talk a little bit about it in the future here in a couple minutes, but the book, from what I see, the book on him is either force him to run, play. I mean, you force him to tackle, force him to make plays in the run game and make his fits in the run game, or you move him around. You motion him, you over motion him, you make him feel uncomfortable, you make him play how he plays kind of out of control at times. So I think he is probably the biggest reason why teams are staying in 11 against us. And it's basically a 50-50 situation there.
Yeah. So I agree with that, but when you think of undersized players, we got Darius Slay, who's not known to be a tackler. You got
Yeah,
Garner Johnson, which is, he's not a he can come up and hit you, but he's not a sure tackler.
right. Hmm.
Like sure. So then you got Avante Maddox, who hadn't been tackling well, who's not a sure tackler. So you have Quinyon Mitchell, who's not a sure tackler. Reed Blankenship is not a. None of these guys are sure tacklers, right? Can they get
Hmm.
you on the ground in a perfect scenario? Yeah, they can get you on the ground. The best tackler we got is Zach Bond, right? So um, outside of that, we don't have a bunch of sure tacklers. So what does that mean? That means we need more hats to the football. All too often in this past game and over the last, with exception of the Saints game, we're not getting enough hats to the ball. And that's the thing about a really good defense. A really good defense, if they do miss a tackle, they're there to pick each other up, and you don't notice as many missed tackles because a guy may have missed a tackle, be holding on to a piece of the guy, and somebody else comes in and clean them up because they're trying to get 11 people to the ball. There's too many times on the film where a run is breaking out to the left, and there's two dudes jogging backside of the play. It's happening all the time. If it's not in their direct vicinity, they're not giving the same effort to the ball, and that's a sign of laziness and bad coaching because we know what it's like to get cursed out by your position coach. We used to get cursed out for not finishing with the running back on runs. You know what I mean? So I know what it's like when you guys when a ball that hit the ground that was incomplete, they made y'all go scoop and score it
Yeah, yeah,
because they wanted the defense flying around to the ball because that's good habits. You get, cheap turnovers that way. And also you make sure that if somebody does miss a tackle, you're gang tackling and not one person on the island. And these dudes are going to miss one-on-one tackles in space. And if you play as much off coverage as you do, which is a boatload, you need to be sure tacklers. So the formula is not working. You're playing off, which you're supposed to come up and stop the ball because you're in off, right? Not give that guy much space. But our guys are in off, so they have space and they're not sure tacklers, which is a lose-lose situation.
absolutely.
And that's just the secondary. I'm not talking about the defensive ends and that still have problems turning the play back. I'm not talking about teams being okay with just doubling Jalen and Jordan Davis and saying, you know what, we can block the backside with the tight end. Like our defensive ends, with the exception of Brandon Graham, have to play a lot better when it comes to passing and running because teams are way too they can get on the edge whenever because they feel like they can block our defensive ends. And this is the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that's why we can't get that extra fifth person on the line, and our defensive ends are not holding up their end of the bargain, and then our secondary players are not great tacklers. Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
I gotta fix that. All
yeah.
right.
So this is something. Is missed tackles poor coaching, practice habits, or does it display a lack of overall talent on defense?
Yeah, I think it's all three. I don't think, Fangio being as experienced as he is, I'm reluctant to say it's coaching. I feel that that's something he would kind of emphasize. But somewhere along the line, the message is being lost. And so to me, it's a little bit of coaching because it's continuing to happen. So that you got to put coaching there. Um, and a little bit of his talent, but the biggest part of it is the habits. It's an attitude thing. It's
Yeah,
strictly an attitude. It's every single play. Now I know it was 104 down there. I know it was hot, and I know all that stuff. But we all you always have to have the mindset of running to the football because you never know what can happen. Something good might
Mhm.
happen, the ball might pop out, something bad might happen, it might break a tackle. You always have a habit of running, sprinting, not even just running, sprinting to the
Bring
football.
to the ball,
And
yeah.
that's straight attitude, and that's part of something we learned from our senior leadership as a player. Brian Dawkins, Vincent, Bobby Taylor. Like when I was a young boy on that secondary, it was stress from day one, and so it's an attitude, it's a mindset, and it's something that it's got to be practiced, it's got to be learned, and it don't take much effort to run to the ball, and I think that's probably the biggest disappointment right now is that all it takes is some hustle, man, and you can fix a lot of these problems with just some hustle.
They're comfortable, Q. They're comfortable.
Hmm.
That's what you see. You see a person that just ate Thanksgiving dinner and don't feel like doing much. You see a group that has put in work in the past and think that their past is supposed to take care of their future and not working. They're not working for today. You see a group that is content. They're not hungry to go out there and stop. They're not. If you guys just go and look at it, like you don't need the coach's tape. You can go and just look at the TV copies of big runs and see how many guys you see jogging on that. It's embarrassing. I'm not going to call out everyone, but it's some notable names that are freaking jogging. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People that are super talented that are jogging out there, and you can't have it. You're cheating yourself and you're cheating the game. And
absolutely.
you are talented. You are a talented team that you're cheating. You're not giving yourself a fighting chance. And yeah, that's the way I view it for sure. When it comes to that, like, let me give you an example with the Avante Maddox deal and the Kobe Dean. You gotta put your body on people. You can't be diving like Avante on Chris Godwin on the cross flat route wheel route
Yeah.
halfback foot. No, wasn't it was a swing halfback like it was like basically a receiver swing like out to the flat, just threw it out to the flat, made him run from one side of the formation to the other, right, beat him across there, so he's panicking trying to get over there. You can't tackle what you can't see. Like your head's in the dirt. Do you think Chris Godwin is that strong where you got an ankle bite him? It's like that's like he's not Derrick Henry. I know Tom Brady was praising him. Oh, he's strong. Man, what? Put your body on him. That's not Derrick Henry. That
Yeah.
ain't Jerome Bettis out there. There's no Nick Chubb. Man, go to receiver. Go put your body on him. What are you ankle biting for? Right in the dirt. And you see a lot of it. Like dudes just diving at legs. Why? Run and put your body on them. Your body's gonna get him down. You're diving at them in arm tackles. That ain't get nobody down. Yeah,
Nope. It's gonna get you hurt too.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
So, okay. Want me to take this next one?
yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Oh wait.
All right. As a
We
DB, watching the Eagles DBs getting beaten underneath repeatedly, please explain why that happens. Even when they tried to tighten the cushion later in the game, DBs were still beaten. Why? Like why? Dude, did you see the first route of the game? It
which
was a
one?
it was a lightning route to um to Mike Evans. Watch the first route. Watch the route. Dude, that route was ass. When I say it was bad, like I was like bro, it was so bad. Like it looked like he didn't even know what he was doing on the route. Can I say that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Or Trey Palmer, or somebody, whoever was on there. It was Mike Evans, Trey Palmer, whoever was on the right side up there. The route was terrible. And maybe it's because Trey can run, but it was like back in the day, you would have been like, there ain't no way nobody getting open on that.
Oh, I gotta find this play.
It's first
It was
play.
it was for the touchdown?
No, it's the first play of the game.
No. The first play
First play of
again?
the game. It was a hitch route. But what I'm saying is that we're respecting guys and not getting up. This was your question. I just want you to
Yeah,
expound
no,
on
no.
it.
Oh, I
This
see. I know what you're talking about.
Look at that route.
Yeah.
Like if it's a replay, that route is terrible. And I know Trey, and maybe Trey can run, and they're like, okay, it's Trey, he can run. That's speed,
Yeah.
okay. But that route sucked.
Yeah, man.
Go
I I don't
ahead.
know. So to me, uh, I don't think this was the best scheme this week to be running. Like you said, they're playing off, playing soft defense. I don't think I saw one guy press at all during the game, at least none of the clips that I've seen.
Well, they were
Um,
pressing the goal line a few times.
yeah, on the goal line, but even the goal line, it was kind of like a catch press. Um,
Yeah.
Here's my thing. This is what I noticed. Okay, if you go down the line, let's talk about Quintin Mikell. What you're gonna get, what people are gonna try to run against him, or what they have been running. Okay, a lot of outbreaking routes, corner routes, you know, post corners, any type of outbreaking route because he plays with his eyes in the backfield. With Avante Maddox, first of all, they're gonna run the ball at him. Number two, they're gonna try to make him run with motion and try to outflank him because he's gonna overrun everything. He's in such a hurry to get across on motion that he overruns a lot of plays and he gets himself out of position. So you're
Mm-hmm.
going to see a lot of that. With Slay, you're going to see, especially on the goal line, you're going to see bunch routes, and you're going to see crossers, a lot of crossers with him. Same kind of idea as with Quintin Mitchell, you're going to see that with Reed, and then you're going to see against CJ, you're going to see a lot of the double moves and straight go routes. So I say all that just to say this. The biggest thing that I noticed with this secondary is all of them play with their eyes in the backfield way too much. Way too much. And it's really you can tell like anytime a receiver's catching a ball and you don't see a defensive back in a position to make like sometimes things happen. You're gonna get beat on some plays. But most of the time, if your eyes are in the right spot, it's a catch and a tackle, or it's a catch and you're right in the area to be able to at least attempt to make a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Too many times we're seeing receivers catching a ball, and you see someone, a defender in the area, but he's out of position. He can't make a
Yeah.
tackle. He's flying around. So to me, I think the biggest reason why there's so many issues in the passing game is because our eyes are in a bad spot. They're not in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
And scheme wise, I think we just need to change up the looks. We're playing off too much. We need to show opposite, show press and bail, walk up, move around. So I just think that schematically, I think there needs to be more variety. And I think each player needs to focus on, taking their eyes and putting their eyes and really focusing on putting their eyes in the right spot.
Mm.
So kind of long-winded, but
No, no, I like it.
that's what I think.
I like
What about you?
it. In
What do
that
you think?
situation, like where, like, I just think that you gotta, like, I don't know many defensive coordinators that all the ones that I've been around, if you're a person that like to be at the line of scrimmage, even when you're playing that zone, they were willing to let you, unless it was like some specialty coverage. But if it's a regular cover three, regular cover four, and you like to be up there and you can promise them that you'll stay on top and you won't get beat over the top right away, they let you go and do it, right?
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
Sheldon having that liberty. Sheldon would play, cover three, cover four right in your face. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like that's just the
Mm-hmm.
way that he like to do it a lot of times. Like if he didn't want to give up something cheap, that's the way they would do it. So I'm pretty sure the coaches will be lenient toward the players' desires in this aspect, especially if they know the defense. So I'm just wondering, are they is it the coaching or is it the players' reluctance to get up and challenge people?
That's a good point. I mean, it's been what the last two defensive coordinators. It's been kind of the same thing, right?
It's been the same thing. It's been a bend but don't break. But here's the thing about bend, but you got to be in great position with tackles,
Yeah,
and they're not.
yeah.
You got to get the ball down, and they're not getting the ball down. So that's my thoughts. I just wish that they would at least challenge. I don't get the mindset of just catch all the time, just receive all the time. Just you just take like you yeah no you they you no, I mean I can't I'm not gonna say that, but you out there just taking whatever they giving out there. You know what I mean? Like come on,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you gotta get in
Yeah,
people's
man.
face and challenge them. Don't let people treat you any type of way, and that's what they're doing right now. Go ahead, you
Oh
got
man, that's weird. All right,
get off get off
all
there.
right.
So,
So all right, so next question.
okay.
So moving forward, man, what do you think needs to change? Think it's the scheme or personnel needs to change?
I definitely think that the personnel needs to change. I think that they need to shuffle around um, Slay. I think their best three corners is Slay, Rogers, and Quintin Mitchell. And if that means I don't think either of those three solves the nickel problem well because I
Yeah.
don't know how much heart that they have. I don't based on what Isaiah Rogers did on that freaking punt.
Oh my God, twice.
Dude, do you know?
I couldn't
Did you
believe it,
hear his
man.
comment after the game?
I didn't.
He said I thought it was a good I thought to myself like it was I thought to myself I'm gonna push him into the return to get a flag. Like, wait, what? This you're not on punt coverage, buddy. You're on punt return. He got mixed up. He got mixed up. He said that out of his mouth. He got mixed up. When you're on punt, you're we're taught to push guy into their returner.
Yeah.
You're on punt return. You don't ever push a guy into your returner. Who are you point shaving? You owe somebody a FanDuel. You got a DraftKings bet going
Oh
on.
man,
What the hell is going on? All right, that
I,
may have been the dumbest play.
I felt so bad for Cooper the G. He like you just saw his face on the sideline, and he was just like, man,
I I just thought that he was blocking them and it wasn't intentional. But when I heard it was an intent, when he said it was basically intentional, Coach Clay, what is going on? Special teams coach,
I know he was heated after he heard that comment.
man, you gonna get that man fired? You got that family member that you just hope that they don't ever say anything when they're around company. That was him right there.
Or kids when when they get around somebody like little kids and
Yeah,
they
it's like
start.
yeah, that's family business. You ain't supposed to say that. Yeah, but Daddy told us that he don't like y'all. Not the time. You know what I mean? That's what that was. All right, I deviate. All right. So let's get back on track.
Oh man,
So
that's funny.
I think the best three corners that they have is Quinyon, Isaiah Rogers, and Darius Slay. I think that they need to shuffle those around and do what's best for the team. I don't think any of those three are great at tackling. None of them like tackling. And that's
Mm-mm.
the problem with nickel. So now you're
Yeah,
forced to put Garner Johnson at nickel and he getting routed because he hadn't been in that position in a while. So
Yeah.
you're seeing they refuse to go nickel on the goal line. They're like, okay, we don't want we're gonna keep our safety in here and let them guard number three. What do you do for 2 weeks in a row? You put Olave at number three, you put Mike Evans at number three, you run a 7 route, you run a corner route, and both of those dudes wide open because they know Connor Johnson's there, and they know that you don't want to bring the other corner in because it's not in your best interest because we need five down linemen up there, right? So when you think of these things, like we're struggling because we need the extra corner for pass coverage, but we need a freaking safety for run coverage. So do we have the guy in the building, or will we have a guy step up and do some dirty work? I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know. Brown is
Yeah.
Brown back yet? Sidney Brown?
No.
He's still hurt.
Um. So I think as a person, I think that's personnel, and then the scheme. Why I don't think you're going to teach an old dog new tricks in a week. You ask
Yeah.
some Vic Fangio, whom a lot of the teams in the league have copied his defense. You ask him to change the scheme. That's not happening. No,
Yeah.
I think you can change. I think you can change alignments,
Yeah.
but changing his scheme is not going to happen. So you got to change players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Sidney
agree.
Brown is eligible to come back next year next week off of IR.
Okay. Maybe he fixes it.
He can't cover.
It can't be he can't cover, but and that's the other thing that drives me crazy, man. Play zone sometimes. I
They do
a lot of it don't
they
look like it. When
on
they go
first,
nickel, yeah, I guess so.
but they
I'm a,
just play. But when you do have to play zone, they got to play freaking cover two sometimes.
yes.
And if that's what you're saying, I'm agreeing with you. Cover three, cover four, they play. But we got no answers for the flats. The Buccaneers were hitting the flat every time. I'm like, when are you gonna pop a cover two on them? When if you're gonna play this much zone or off man, when are you gonna cover the flats and pop a cover two over there where the corner is there? Like not once? Crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or some type of six, whereas one side to the field is down or boundary,
Yeah.
whatever you do, like pop it over there to change it up. Nope. Invert it. Bring the safety down to do it. Something, but not the same thing every time. Yeah. It was great. It was bizarre. All right. Here's one. Q. What needs to change for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I think I agree with everything you said. To me, the biggest thing that needs to change personnel wise is we need some help at our defensive end position. I think interior line is doing well. I think they got a little gas last week, but overall they've been pretty solid in the interior. We need some help on the edge, man, because they're climbing up on our nickelbacker. They're getting outside, capturing the edge. Like you mentioned, one-on-one with tight ends, getting manhandled by tight ends. Like that's not supposed to happen. If you're a defensive end, you should be laughing at a team that's putting the tight end on you. And like you said, BG is the only one that's been kicking butt against those tight ends. Everybody else is just they're getting their asses whooped, man.
Yeah,
So
that's something that we have to address. That's a personnel issue, and I think
yeah,
Howie knows that, and Howie is I'm pretty sure he's in overdrive right now, trying to find someone that can come in and plug the hole because right now Nolan Smith is one dimensional. Sweaty finally got home with the sack this past week, but still is able to get the edge capture. Huff has one tackle last week. So was that two tackles in 4 games?
mm,
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
and got a
I may
lot of
be I may be
money.
even giving him a tackle too. It may be one tackle in 4 games. I think I may be generous right now. But anyhow, so yeah, we definitely need those. I agree with you with that. Defensive ends, N'Kobe Dean, 5 missed tackles. Do you believe in N'Kobe Dean? And are we playing them because we picked them, or do you think Devin White should be playing?
I I think I've seen enough from Dean. I hate to say it because I was really happy when we drafted him. He's playing out of position. I'd rather see Devin White, to be honest with you. The experience factor, he can run, he can tackle. I don't know why he's not playing. I don't know why he's not seeing the field. I've seen enough. I'm ready to see. I mean, at least give him a couple reps. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
see what else we got before we. I mean, we're going into the bye week, so we got an extra few days to work on some stuff with him. But get him on the field. It's time to get him on the field.
There has to be something internal that's going on. Like if there has to be some type of not buying in a coaching disagreement. Something has to go on because that was
Yeah,
bizarre. He was taking first team reps in training camp, and then out of the blue, it's just we think about trading him, and Nicobe's a starter. It's weird.
yeah,
He could have got into a Fangio or something. I don't know.
that's usually
Something weird occurred. Yeah.
maybe.
All right, you guys. That's the first half of the show, and we're going to the offense next. But before we get to the offense, I want to talk to you guys about my friends over at Art in Motion Dance Studio, South Jersey. They are friends of ours. Darlin Garcia, 10-time world champion salsa bachata dancer. Go and check them out. They were on the field with me for the Monday night game for Hispanic Heritage Month. Again, Art in Motion, Turnersville, New Jersey. Check out Darlin Garcia and the group. All right, Q, let's get right into the offense.
Okay. So here's the question. First question for you.
Oh, hold
Should
on,
Jalen
wait.
have?
I
Oh,
messed up. I
oh,
messed up, Q. I messed up, Q.
oh, you good?
Tell us about Patreon last week.
Oh man, that was awesome. So yeah, so we did last week, last Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. We did the Patreon Ask an Eagle on Inside the Birds, and it was about 10 or so fans. Asked some awesome questions, some really good football questions. And it was really cool. I got a chance to really just sit and talk with people. And one of the fans that was on loved our shows is a lady. She lives over here in Utah, and she was saying how she loves watching our show. And we brought her out of some really dark spots, some really dark places, and we make her laugh and stuff. So it was really cool, man. And the thing I was most impressed by was just the overall football knowledge of the fans that were on that call.
Mm.
And it was fun, man. And so make sure you guys check that out. Go to patreon.com/inside the birds and check it out, man. It was a lot of fun.
All right, I see you. I see you.
It
You got
was
the
cool.
ladies out in Utah. I'm gonna tell on you.
Yeah,
This message.
you know.
All right, let's
You
get
know how
into this offense, Q.
Okay, so let's talk about the offense, right? So on that first play of the game, should Jalen Hurts have hit Saquon on the right sideline on that first play? I know it was a difficult pass, but do you think he should have, tried to attempt that pass or not?
100%. He said in his press game that he threw it away, and at his press conference that he threw it away. And I don't think he threw it away. I think he just missed. But that was a play that ended up being a huge miss because of the way the game went down. And that was definitely an opportunity with nobody back there for that play to be made. He could have made that play running. He could have made that play running.
Yeah,
Um, he Saquon was headed to the flat. He saw Jalen scrambling toward him and turned up the field and had nobody behind him. And yeah, Jalen could have gave him a more catchable ball, but we didn't in that situation. We run the ball the next play, and then we're off the field with the Dallas Goddard catch short of the first down. Right, so we're off. Buccaneers go and score right away. To start the game, we punt it back to them 3 and out. They go back and score again. 3 and out by us again. They go back and score. Like the game over.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So those plays turned out to be big. So that was definitely a play that Jalen missed. He said he was trying to throw it away, I don't know what he's trying to throw it away for. There's nobody back there, and it's Saquon. That was a big play. That could have been either a big play or a touchdown if it would have been a good throw. So yeah, it was a miss for sure. And here's the thing: we got to be able to rise up. We've seen Bo Nix win football games, right? We've
Yeah.
seen Andy Dalton come in and win games. We've seen Brock Purdy without Debo and without Christian McCaffrey and without go out and they didn't win, but go out there and put up 24 points, go out there and throw for 300 some yards. Like you see these things happen. Jalen had a perfect opportunity. Q. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that believe that he shouldn't be the starter. I take that back. Not the starter. A lot of people don't believe that he's an upper echelon quarterback in this league. A lot of people believe that Jalen is not an upper echelon, that he's in that bottom tier, not even top 15, right?
Yeah.
And this is how you prove it to all the haters. This is how you get the fans on your side here in Philadelphia is that in the moments where they take away your weapons, you don't have Devontae, you don't have AJ Brown, you rise above and make your teammates better and put us in a position to win a ball game that we necessarily shouldn't be in offensively. But what did we do? We went, we got the receivers 34 yards receiving.
Wow.
We
Was
throw
that
for
it?
we throw for 100, what, 58, 153?
158, yeah. Wow.
You know, we turn the ball over again. Like, that's not helping the case, man. And the most challenging part is that you got no answer for the blitz still. You got no answer. There was a
Yeah.
time in that game where they had the blitz picked up and you checked it hot to Dallas on the right side. Like, no, the blitz was picked up. They rushed four people. They had it picked up. They faked it. And you threw it anyway. Like, you got to know what you're looking at, man. And we can't keep making excuses. You're telling us to not visualize and see and to you're telling us not to just call out what we're seeing. You want me to sit there and lie to the people? No, I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I gotta say it. Jalen has to play better, and it has to happen now. It has to happen tomorrow. The next time you get on the field, you have to play better. The turnovers are insane, man. All right, that's me. I'll stop. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm
I'll
with
go.
you.
All
Yeah.
right. Did the Bucks game plan reflect that they know Hurts and has become a turnover prone player, is iffy in the pocket, where it's like, did this game reflect that the Todd Bowles totally just continues to just stamp home the point that Jalen just doesn't know where the blitz is coming from and it's turnover prone?
Absolutely. Um, we were talking about it before we started the show. I mean, that last turnover he had, it was a simple four-man pressure. I mean, it looked exotic. It looked like, the Bucks were bringing the house. Talking about the one he fumbled,
Mhm.
but all it was one Mike back, Mike Backer blitzing right up the middle, and then the end dropped. So, looking at from my eyes as a defender, like that's not that complicated of a concept for a defense to, first of all, install and run. You can put that in, you could put that in a halftime and run it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it was so he looked so confused on it. And it wasn't just that time. Just that was the first one that popped up in my mind. So I do feel like now Todd Bowles is a great coach. His schemes are phenomenal. And he knows, I think the book is out on how to confuse Jalen. Play zone behind it. Make sure you cover the middle. Make sure you pack everything inside because he won't try to throw it. He won't try to throw it inside anyway. So to me, I think
and challenge him outside.
it challenge him outside. And that's the way. And everyone that's been successful against this offense, that's exactly what they do. And so um, I don't know how I don't know how he can change that without taking some chances. You're gonna have to throw it over the middle at some point. In order to break those attacks and in order to break sorry, my dog barking. In order to break down um, teams doing the same thing to you over and over again, you're gonna have to show that you can beat it. And until he shows he can beat it, he's gonna continue to get it. And so it's he's got to figure it out, man. And he's like you said, he's got to do it now.
I saw a video of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed talking to some college players because Ed's a college coach
Hmm.
um, at HBCU, and they were talking. They were going over film, and they were showing this play. They were showing a 3-by-1. Uh, it was basically like a slant concept, a 3 slant concept, right? And Ray Lewis hesitated on the first one because they were throwing the number 2, but number 1 was occupying. You know how the inside looky occupy you while they throw the ball outside of you for if you're an inside player.
Yep.
Um, and they reversed the formation and ran it again. And he said, they fooled me the first time. But if I see it once, I'm going. If I see it
Hmm.
once, I know that if they do it one time that and they succeed, I know that they're going to do it again. I know that they're going to do it again because to them it was a positive play. They put a check in their game plan that this play worked, so this is a good play for next time. So he
Yep.
knows that. He's like, so if I see that formation again, same split, I'm going on. I'm reacting on it. I gotta trust it. And they showed them do it in the second half, and Ray Lewis picked the pick 6. And what it told me is that the good players, which I still think is true on offense, you can't do the same thing over to them twice and them not figure it out.
Hmm.
And is that the case with our team? Jalen Hurts, 1 week, 1 week ago, you get strip sacked by a retrace from a blitzer. This week against the Buccaneers, you get the same scenario, you get the same results. Are we learning from our mistakes? No. Garner Johnson gets beat on the corner route from number 3 and they catch position. You can run up there and press, but where do you think
Yeah.
he going? If you see that guy go up the field 2 yards on the goal line and he not making the right turn or go across the field, you know what it is. It's only one other thing that he can do.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You know it. So, but he gets beat again twice. So are we learning from our mistakes? So that's my thing right there is that I don't feel that we are learning from our mistakes. And yes, people know that Jalen Hurts is just turnover prone. He's turned the ball over 7.78 times, a game. That's almost one time a game for his career. Over set
Yeah.
0.78,
Well,
0.78 for his career. That's how many turnovers he averaged a game. 0.78. That's almost one turnover a game.
that's
So
that's
that's happening. That's happening.
wow.
He has a lot of turnovers, right? Lead like that's it. He's had 23. I can't remember the number, but it's been a lot of turnovers, right? Um,
Mhm.
2 per game the last 15 games.
2 per game. That is crazy.
The last 15 games. It's,
Can't win like that. Can't win.
you can't be the
Just making it
person.
more difficult.
You can't be the person that handles the ball that gets the most money and has the most responsibility being one of the weaker links. You just can't. That's not a winning solution. All right. Kellen Moore's offense typically has involved a lot under center, heavy motion, shifting. Are we seeing that with this offense? Is this Kellen Moore's offense? We definitely not seeing as much under center. But go ahead.
Yeah, we not seeing. I, I don't know whose offense this is. I don't know if it's because of the injuries and new players in positions. I don't know if uh, Sirianni's taking over play calling. I don't know. There's something weird going on with this offense. It doesn't look like a Kellen Moore offense. I mean, when he was with Dallas, looked way more dynamic than this when he was with even when he was with the
Mhm.
the Chargers, looked way more dynamic than this. So there's something weird going on with that. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on it, but it doesn't look like his offense to me. What do you think?
Um, I think that it is his offense. I just think that he realizes that his quarterback is more limited than Dak and Justin Herbert.
Whoa, that's fair.
Remember,
That's fair.
coaches want to, but you got to prove to coaches that you can run what they're giving you. And if you can't prove that you can handle the information, they're going to spoon feed it to you.
Makes sense.
That's how offense works. Offense is a side of the ball that you prove it, and the more you prove it, the more autonomy you get.
Okay.
That's how it works. If you know your playbook in and out and you don't make mistakes, they're willing to concede to certain things that you like to do. That's it.
Okay. So let me ask this. Okay, so compare Steichen's offense because he looked way better in Steichen's offense last year. It's like a regression. This year, the regression is even worse. What's the difference between Steichen's offense and Kellen's offense that you can just see from the outside looking in that makes it more complicated for him?
I thought Shane Steichen did a I think Shane Steichen just basically took the best things that he did from Oklahoma and brought him here. So he was comfortable with what he was running. But remember, the league wasn't adapting to him yet. So it was
Mm,
something that
okay.
they were able to get away with for a year or so, right? But he was basically running a lot of the concepts that he ran at Oklahoma, and the zone read was working. The line was moving people. He was a lot quicker and more willing to run the ball himself. AJ Brown was new in the offense. It was a pretty shiny toy. They were being able to complete high percentage outside the number throws. They were coming down with the 50-50 balls like clockwork, right? So there was a lot of things that were happening. He was actually efficient over the middle of the field because there was less numbers in the middle of the field because of how potent the run game was with him included in the zone read, right? It was people were abreast. They weren't caught up to it yet. So I just think that it wasn't a Shane Steichen thing. I just think that the league wasn't caught up to the way that Jalen Hurts' strength. And now I think that they've caught up to it and it doesn't work anymore.
Mm, mm,
When was
okay.
the last time you seen Jalen Hurts get a positive play on the edge on his own read? It just don't happen much.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen like that. He can scramble for some. He may get a design quarterback run, but like the zone read is like, yeah, why are we still doing it right now? Because if I were them, I would just take Saquon Barkley and make him outrun me to the edge because he's not going to do it. He's not horizontally fast. He's vertically fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking about Jalen. Talking about
Jalen.
Jalen. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah. I don't know, man. I hope it.
yeah.
Another
Let's
thing too, man. Yeah, I don't want to get off subject, but he
go
just don't
ahead.
look
No,
happy
no.
no more, man. He just
You know
don't
what?
look. Jalen just don't look happy no more. Like he looks like it's just
I
man.
don't I don't know if he's ever looked happy though.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
He,
speculation that there's something still brewing with him and Nick Sirianni from some of the questions and things that Jalen has responded in the media and all that stuff. I wonder if there is still some beef or something there. I don't know. We don't know what's going on. But what we do know is that neither one of them are progressing at their fields right now. And we got to figure out why. Because we owe this man a lot of money, and he's going to be the quarterback at least for the next year. So something has to change. All right. Uh, how would you remedy the offense? Remedy the offense, and this may be a
Uh,
better for me to start.
yeah.
All right. So how would I remedy the offense? One, I would take the ball out of Jalen's hands much more than not. Um, I would make this a run first offense.
Just play ball.
Build it in for him, help him.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
with
me.
you.
Want to get to
Okay.
our questions and get on out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. We've been
All
kind of long.
right. Would
Let's
you get
see.
them off for the bye week?
You know I'm gonna say yeah. Oh, wait, listen.
Why?
So I think you remember there was one year when it was a similar situation. We weren't playing really good. We were just beat up. We were tired, and Coach Reed gave us the week off. And I remember the media, uh, the newspapers, the radio stations, everybody was so mad. You can't give him a week off. You got to keep him here in practice. And what happened? We got away from the game. We got away from the
Oh, yeah,
city,
that's what we got on the street.
got not nice and rested, and we came back and we balled out. So I think sometimes it's a
Was
good
that
thing to just.
Garcia? Was that Garcia?
It might have been. I thought it might have been a little bit later than that. I don't
Okay.
know. I can't remember. Dude, my brain, so much stuff. But I do remember. I do remember the media being mad. And now that I'm on the other side, I'm still gonna stick to my guns. Right? Just get everybody away from it. Get a break. Everybody needs a break sometime. They've been working. They've been working hard. They've been beaten down by all of us in the media and fans and stuff. Get away from the game, refresh, come back with a new perspective, and just be ready to hit this thing. It's still early, still got time. So that's my thing. I give them the week off. As long as they're not some, don't go down to Cancun and be some knuckleheads and doing
They
all of that
out
stuff.
there. You give them a week off, they gone. Don't tell me how to spend my week. You don't give me a week off. Don't give me these parameters. Give us free if you're gonna give us the week off. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear, man. You can't be in Miami, you can't be in Vegas, you can't be in Cancun, you can't have this, you can't have. If you're gonna give them a week off, give them a week off. Let them do that. They got to rest and relax. Let them do their thing. You know
Uh,
what I mean? Let them go. You know,
they're gonna be hitting the Dahani down in Miami.
yeah. Just make sure you got
Remember Dahani?
make sure you got no extra massage therapists, and make sure you staying away from the Deshaun Jackson and the Puff Daddy. You fine. I said Deshaun Jackson, not Deshaun.
Oh,
I said my bad, DJ Deshaun Watson.
D-Jack, like, man, what I do?
I do. You know. Hey.
Baby oil.
All right, shut up.
But
All right, you
yeah,
got
no,
the.
man, give them a break. Get it away from it.
I agree. I agree with you.
So, yeah.
You got the last one.
All right. Last question. So this is for you, Jay. This is from Zach B. He says, as a former wide receiver, what did you see in this game when it came to wide receiver play? To me, it seems like this team struggles to develop talent at the wide receiver position when a player doesn't have natural talent. So,
So first thing, everybody in
okay.
this league has natural talent. So they wouldn't make it here. The chances of them making it to this league without some natural talent is just that's just a that's a not. You got Jahan Dotson. That's a first round player. His strength at Penn State was making people move out of their spot. It was routes. He still has that strength. Is he being utilized? Probably not. He's probably not. He had 900 yards one time with the Reds, with the Washington. So, is there meat on the bones? Yeah, I think that there's opportunities. I think that I think that the quarterback is limiting what the offensive coordinator can do with certain players and certain personnel groups.
Mm,
That's what
that's crazy.
that's what I think. Now, because James Jones is a good football player. James Jones got paid because of Aaron Rodgers. And how many countless other receivers got paid in certain instances? Reggie Brown here. Jeff Garcia got Reggie Brown paid
Yeah,
that year, right?
I remember that.
When you have a quarterback, the quarterback usually can elevate the people around him, and that's not what we're seeing. So yes, do we need guys that can maybe uncover a little bit more? But it's also about the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coming up with, well, the offensive coordinator putting these guys in position to be able to succeed. So if I know Jahan Dotson is a slot player, let me put him in the slot and run my offense through him. There's a lot of plays that you can run in the slot. But we know Jalen doesn't like throwing the ball over the middle of the last couple of years because of the blitz and because of the confusion. So that automatically limits Jahan Dotson on the outside. Paris Campbell is the blazer, as well as John Ross are blazers down the field. So I don't need that speed down the field. I can use that speed on a shallow cross. I can use that speed on a deep cross. I can use that speed in a smorgasbord of ways. I can use it on an angle. I can use it on a reverse. I can use it on a screen. I can use it in so many different ways. How many times did John Ross get a reverse in the game? Did Paris Campbell get a reverse in that game? No.
No.
Did they get a tight? Did they get a screen? No. Dallas Goddard got one. No. And you're talking about
Yeah.
two of the fastest players in the NFL. Those two. That's what they do. They run, use it, and so that's the offensive coordinator. But I wonder if it's because the offensive coordinator is like, dude, my quarterback can't get the regular concepts. So why would I put more on him? So Zach B is not the receiver coach. Is not everybody has some talent, but receiver is a secondary position. I can run and be open all day. If the quarterback don't throw me the ball, I'm gonna be a dude that's just running. I'm out there exercising. I'm
Running
doing cardio,
gassers.
huh?
Running gassers.
I'm out there doing cardio. You need your quarterback to be able to elevate some guys. And yeah, do we have problems with guys getting open to man coverage? None of these guys are. I think Jahan Dotson still gets open well in man coverage, but Paris Campbell's not a man to man get open guy. But there's ways to use speed. Like speed don't always have to be like a great route runner. You just need to get them in motion. You need to get a half a man. You need to set up something for them to get open. Yeah, you can do that. But the more creative the offensive coordinator has to be, the smarter the quarterback has to be because it's more information.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's true. I gotta tell you one. There's one receiver that I can't. I won't say I can't stand, but he really irks me right now. Is Johnny Wilson. I don't think
So
I've seen him catch a pass yet.
he caught one.
Did he?
It was
I probably
against
turned the game off.
it was no, not this past game because he got a concussion this past game, but against the Saints, he dropped the big one, but he caught one of the Saints as well. But he's dropped two passes that have been right in his hands.
Yeah.
And he's a big old dude that should be catching 50-50 balls. Like you gotta have like you gotta gamers are gamers. Like I always say that's not a coincidence. That when you put a person in the fire and they come out and they show you what they're made of, that's and then you put a guy in the fire and they melt. That's not a coincidence. That's not happenstance. You always sink to the level of your preparation, and right now it doesn't look great. I'm not saying that he can't be great, and that you don't have to define you. You got to fight you got to fight back. But his confidence isn't high right now.
Our
Yeah,
entire team confidence ain't hard.
yeah. So you guys, that is the Q&A show. We are not too happy with what we've seen. Like me, it's Nick Sirianni is the quarterback. Is this? Is that? Is the defense? It's a lot of things, and this team is too talented on paper for it to be like this. And right now, with AJ Devontae back, will we be able to mend some of these with against the Browns and against the Giants? But we won't know until we start playing the quality opponents. We
Yeah.
won't know. Like we can make ourselves happy and appear like we're great until it's later in the season. Then we'll know a little bit more. But our quarterback still has to read it out. Even with Devontae and AJ, they give him the ability to just throw one-on-one routes outside. They give him that ability. But at some point, in order to master the offense, you're going to have to read it out. And the good team's going to make you do that.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. Q, you got the last word.
That's it,
Thank
man. Hey,
you, people.
yeah, no, that's it. Hey, nothing more to add. I hope Sirianni gives them the week off. Go to Miami. Go to Cabo. Go wherever you got to go. But come back ready to play. Come back ready to finish. That's it. See you
Thank you,
guys next
guys.
week.